There's no such thing as bad inflammation until it doesn't turn off. I'm John Laspina, your Carnivore Teacher Alpha, and I'm going to say something that might surprise you. Inflammation is not the enemy. In fact, inflammation is essential for life. Without it, you couldn't heal, fight infection, recover from injury, adapt to stress. So the problem is not inflammation itself. The problem is this: inflammation that never turns off. And today I'm going to walk you through exactly what that means and how omega-6 and omega-3 fats play a major role in this process. Section 1 is what inflammation really is. Inflammation is your body's response to a problem. You cut your finger, inflammation shows up. You get an infection, inflammation shows up. You lift weights and stress your muscles, inflammation shows up. And that's a good thing because inflammation brings immune cells. It clears damaged tissue. It initiates repair. This is called acute inflammation. It turns on, does its job, and turns off. That's exactly what you want. Section 2 is the real problem: chronic inflammation. Now, where things go wrong is when inflammation does not shut down. Instead of on and then off, you get on and stuck on. That's chronic inflammation. And this is where we start seeing links to heart disease and insulin resistance, obesity, autoimmune issues, joint pain, metabolic dysfunction. So again, inflammation isn't bad. Unresolved inflammation is the problem. Section 3, your body has a built-in off switch. It's something that most people don't know. Your body is designed not to just create inflammation, but to resolve it. There is an entire system dedicated to calming inflammation, repairing tissue, restoring balance. These are called resolution pathways. So the body doesn't just fight, it also knows how to stop fighting. And this is where nutrition plays a massive role. So Section 4 is about omega-6 and omega-3s. This is a balanced system when it's done right. So let's talk fats. Not all fats behave the same way in the body. Two key players are omega-6 fatty acids and omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-6 fats, these are involved in initiating inflammation, signaling the immune system. And again, that's not bad. You need that response, but here's the issue. In the modern diet, omega-6 intake is extremely high, found in seed oils, processed foods, restaurant foods. This can push the body toward a pro-inflammatory state. Now, omega-3 fats, these play a different role. They help regulate inflammation. They support resolution. They produce compounds that turn inflammation off. Omega-3s are involved in creating specialized molecules that help your body say, okay, we're done here. Let's heal. So, Section 5 is the imbalance problem. The issue is not omega-6 alone. The issue is the ratio. Historically, humans consumed omega-6 and omega-3 in a more balanced way. Today, omega-6 is massively elevated. Omega-3 is often too low. So what happens? You get strong inflammatory signaling and then weak resolution signaling. That's like pressing the gas pedal without having a good brake system. And over time, the imbalance can contribute to chronic inflammation, which brings us to Section 6. What happens when inflammation doesn't resolve? When inflammation stays on, you start seeing tissue damage, metabolic disruption, immune confusion. The body is constantly in a state of low-grade alert, and that can affect insulin signaling, blood vessels, joints, and brain function. This is why so many chronic conditions are linked to persistent inflammation. Which brings us to Section 7, how a carnivore low-carb approach fits in. When people shift toward animal-based foods, lower carbohydrate intake, and no processed foods, several things often happen. Insulin levels stabilize. Blood sugar becomes steady. Ultra-processed seed oils are eliminated. Overall dietary noise decreases. And for many people, that helps bring the system back toward balance. Now, from a fatty acid perspective, animal foods can provide stable fat sources, lower exposure to industrial omega-6 oils, and fatty fish provide direct sources of omega-3s like EPA and DHA. So instead of overwhelming the system, you're supporting both sides of it. Necessary inflammation and then proper resolution. Section 8, this is not about eliminating inflammation. Let's be very clear. You do not want zero inflammation. If you eliminate inflammation completely, you eliminate your ability to heal. The goal is not no inflammation. The goal is appropriate inflammation that resolves properly. Turn it on when needed, turn it off when the job is done. That is health. So when you hear people say inflammation is bad, that's not accurate. Inflammation is essential, but when it becomes constant and unresolved and imbalanced, that's when it becomes harmful. And one of the biggest drivers of that imbalance today is the mismatch between omega-6 and omega-3 intake, processed foods and real foods. So instead of trying to eliminate inflammation, focus on this. Support your body's ability to resolve it. Because when your body can turn inflammation on when needed and turn it off when it's done, that's when everything starts to work the way it was designed to. On a personal note, I discovered this in my own body when I went low carb and eventually carnivore. Everyone has a weakest link. My weak link is my lower back. I suffered from lower back pain for almost all of my 30s and 40s and my early 50s. Terrible. Did not know what it was from. As soon as I went low carb and eventually carnivore, and I've been doing that for almost 8 years now as of the making of this video, my inappropriate inflammation stopped and my lower back pain disappeared permanently. Years have gone by, no lower back pain. It's amazing. And I realized I had too many omega-6s in my body. And even when I went carnivore, I'm like, oh, I can eat all the pork rinds I want and all of the chicken wings that I want. I was raising my omega-6s a little too high, even with carnivore. So I lowered my pork and poultry intake. I chose to do that. And I noticed in my body that I felt better. I think my omega-6 to my omega-3 ratio was in a better balance even as a carnivore. Now, a common mistake that some people make is they think, I'll just increase my omega-3s, I'll eat a lot of sardines and take fish oil supplements and raise my omega-3s so that they're in a better balance with whatever omega-6s I'm eating. And you can't do that. You, yes, have a lot more omega-3s, but if your omega-6s are still too high, they're still too high. They're still too high. You want to always bring down your omega-6s. Now, animal meat contains omega-6s, but it contains a small percentage, 3 to 8%, versus seed oils, which is like 70 to 80%. Processed food is way up there. So eliminate the ultra-processed food. I suggest, this is what I did for me, I eliminated not all, but much of the pork and the poultry because it's higher in omega-6s. And then I do try to raise my omega-3s. I have salmon, wild caught, sockeye salmon every day. I have sardines every couple of days. I try to get my omega-3s nice and high, and I make sure my omega-6s are low. If you found this helpful, click the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon. If you have a question or comment, write it, and I'll get back to you. I may make a video if you give me a suggestion, and share this video. Thank you.